A space sci-fi western hybrid with some samurai action thrown in for good measure. What more could you want? We watched Dark Matter. Stay tuned to hear what we thought. Welcome back to Cheers and Jeers, where we review some of the best and the worst of TV and film over the past few decades. But before we get started on this review, please take a moment to smash that like button. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe and share on social media if you like what you see. Before we get started, a little warning, we might engage in some mild spoilers, but most of these shows that we talk about are several years old at the least, so everything's fair game. Consider yourself warned. Dark Matter aired in 2015, starting for 3 seasons for a total of 39 episodes. It was filmed in Toronto with an ensemble cast of mostly unknown actors, a few faces you might have seen before in roles in some other series, but Synopsis is basically set in the 27th century, a dystopian future, with a 6-person crew waking up, and this is how the premiere episode opens. And we don't know who they are. They don't know who they are, as we quickly learn. All 6 of them have amnesia, and they find themselves on an otherwise empty ship, and their memories are wiped clean. They have no recollection of how they got there. Their only clue is that their ship seems to be carrying a cargo hold full of weapons, and they are on a course to arrive at a planet that is about to be engulfed in a major war. So they've got no idea whose side they're on, and they've got to make some decisions quick. So what's interesting is to follow these characters as they start to pick up a few clues about their past, and turns out some of them might be kind of unsavory characters, and them coming to grips with that. What do they want to follow the path that their history is laid out for them, or do they want to chart a new path? It's kind of interesting. I like the world building of Dark Matter. It has a very similar feel to Firefly, which is a fan favorite series that everybody laments was canceled way too soon. So Dark Matter feels like a little bit of an opportunity to get some of that experience that we never really got enough of with Firefly. It's also very similar to Farscape, but without a lot of the aliens. Both of those shows, as well as Dark Matter, they had a very kind of a lawless universe that they depicted. And our group of ensemble protagonists are outcasts, rogues that are kind of either on the run from the law or just trying to make their own way in the world. And it makes for interesting storytelling. I think in this one, it's solidly produced. It's a little bit formulaic. I don't think that they're very risk-taking with their writing. They're treading some ground that has been covered before in other franchises. I think they could have benefited more from some outside-the-box creative thinking. The writing does engage in some cliches. Some of the characters. You've got the teenager, in this case, the teenage girl who is a computer whiz. You've got the super powerful yet very petite female. This is an android in this case that is the kind of the operator of the ship they're on, who can of course kick anybody's butt. And in a couple of episodes, they had her take on a more realistically human persona due to a software upgrade or something to that effect. I think they could have done well by having her continue in that persona, and for a little bit more of the show, she was very stilted in her android-esque acting, and always had kind of a deer in the headlights look on her face. And when she was able to, let her hair down both figuratively and literally, and take on that human persona, the character was just more compelling without necessarily losing the android aspect to the character. There are some other cliches. The corporations as the big evil entities, it plays very heavy in this show. One thing that is interesting that it does that a few other franchises in science fiction do is it depicts a universe that has no aliens in it. There are different civilizations, different factions. They're all humans. That might be behind the scenes to save money on makeup. That's entirely possible. You have sophisticated makeup and costumes sometimes eat into the budget quite a bit of science fiction productions. And if you don't have to worry about that, it simplifies things a lot. And if it's not done well, if you introduce aliens into the show and you don't have convincing costumes and makeup, it can really kind of take you out of the experience. So either do it well or don't do it. And I think in this production they decided not to do it. But it works well. I could have used a couple more seasons of the show, quite frankly. The characters were coming along pretty well with character development. They had some compelling storylines. I give it cheers. It's not the best, most sophisticated show ever, but it is solidly produced. It's entertaining, and definitely worth watching. You can find it streaming on Netflix if you're interested. So tell us what you thought. Do you agree with our opinions? What did we miss? What was your favorite thing about the show? Leave us your feedback in the comments. And as always, subscribe, share, and like to help out our program if you really liked what you saw here. So until next time, keep cheering and jeering.